So hello and welcome once again to my layout New Junction. Right, in today's video it's going to be slightly different because we have some incredible news for the channel. So, for those of you who have been following the New Junction social media channels, you've probably seen some hints to big changes coming here on the channel. Now, what could be bigger than finding a new space for New Junction? Now, obviously it's modular. It was built for exhibitions. It was built to form in this garage mode, as we've called it. But I have been very lucky because I was looking for storage for something completely random, and I found a unit, a studio, which would double up as a new home for New Junction to be stored in exhibition mode. So that's a big plan for the future, although not too far in the future because we're going to move it today. That's today's job. So first things first, I need to stop the trains. We'll get packed up. The vans are outside the garage door and we'll take it to its new home. And hopefully, touch wood, by the end of this video, we'll have New Junction set up in exhibition mode in a brand new home. And here we are. Now, this is slightly bigger than the garage, so if I go and stand in the corner, I'll just zoom you out a bit. The lights start flickering, there we go. Now, you can just see here, the first boxes of New Junction stock is on their way. And what a space it is. So New Junction will now live in exhibition mode, and if we say it starts here in this corner, it comes out just before the halfway mark. It'll go all the way down to about there, and barely touches the space at all. But as you can see, over in the corner, or the back wall I should say, is the Akira scale plaques, which I use for work. Of course, they're here already because I couldn't do this without the encouragement and support of Akira Scale. So I owe not only them a huge thanks for making this possible, but also the patrons and channel members, and you yourself just for watching these videos. So a big thank you, and it's really exciting to be finally having some form of studio. And there we go, just like that, the layout has been moved, and blimey, I think the video is going to make this look extremely easy because bam, we're here. Now, in reality, North and myself moved the layout. It took a full day just to move the baseboards, and then all the locos and the stock and things like that, which are in boxes just off to one side. It was fun. Now, even though this is a modular layout, it wasn't the easiest move. Now, I've moved it before and put it up previously just to test the exhibition mode, and I thought I'd learnt from a few lessons then, but the move was more simple this time because we knew what we were doing, but it was still a full day's worth of effort. But we're in now. That's the main thing. Wind the clock forward a couple of days later as well, and North left me to it, and John Gay was back because he helped me put it on its legs. So a big thank you to the both of you for helping me get this far, and I'm sure I'll be relying on you very soon in the future. Right, I know what a lot of you are thinking. Why have I done this? Let me show you. And this is why. Now, as you can see, the layout is now in full exhibition mode here in this room. Yes, the garage allowed me to have this much, which, believe it or not, is 16 foot, but then being in here allows me to have a further 16 foot, and the layout is up in exhibition mode all the time, which will mean I'll be able to finish it much faster, and hopefully one day we'll actually be able to take it to an exhibition. Wouldn't that be something? So I'm obviously getting slightly ahead of myself because there are lots of jobs. In fact, I've made myself even more jobs by moving it to this new location. However, you can now see the initial vision much clearer because both scenic sides of garage mode can now join together, and we get the flowing scene of the East Coast main line, and then the heritage line down below. And you can really see how they lend themselves together, and hopefully my earlier vision coming to fruition a bit more. And for what is now the second time, you can actually see the layout in its full form. And for the first time, you can actually see Thirsk Station, or my take on Thirsk Station, and how that breaks up my East Coast mainline vision. So it's not just 4 tracks, and then of course you've got the heritage line down below, and then the one thing missing, which I'm sure you'll all be screaming at me in the comments, is because I've got now the 2 sides to garage mode on one side in exhibition mode, I'm now missing fiddly-eyed boards. That, rejoining the loop, recreating the roundy, is probably one of the highest jobs on the list in terms of priority, because, as you know, I want trains running. That's what it's all about, after all. However, in the new mode, it's very nice to see that all the work I did in the middle, making sure the tracks align, things like that, so that when it did come together, it married up quite nicely. Has worked to a point, but there are a few bits of fettling that need to be done, and I'll get the electrics plugged back in, and we'll get to testing and levelling the baseboards. So as I bring the Class 31 back this way, the 2MT is also stopped. You can see from that brief bit of video, there's quite a bit of fettling to do. The first one, I need to level the first baseboard with a spirit level or a laser level, and then every other board off that will be leveled to that one. That should hopefully join up all the baseboard joins and gaps and things, so there's no big humps and gaps in between all the boards. You'll also notice, particularly at this angle, The baseboards, some of the wood has actually discoloured. Now, it looks like mould, it looks like damp, but this was actually caused by pollen, believe it or not. Some flowers were stored in the garage, and they spawned onto the side of it, and the pollen went everywhere. A few weeks later, it had gone mouldy. So a big job, I think, for this layout is going to be dig out the grey paint, paint all the sides, paint the legs, and then look to do the fascia and add a curtain just to really tidy it up. I've got some dead track. You'll notice I've used the back here, and then I've only used one line at the top. A lot of the wiring was cut and I need to redo it. Fairly simple stuff. I just need to get on with it, pull my finger out. And then, of course, the corners, which took a bit of a battering. So hopefully this bit makes sense, but the corners actually need the most work. So in theory, I have just mentally said all this track needs to be scrapped and redone. So I'll pull it up gently. A couple of the bits have been damaged. You can see I've got some frayed ends, and then, I mean, particularly here, it got really bad. I think it got caught in the van. These bits were against the garage door on this side, and then same again behind me, the one against the wall. They will need, basically, again, stripping down and then adding to the new fiddle yard boards, which will go against the back. In effect, I'm counting these as strip them down, start again. I think that'll be the easiest way. Hopefully, though, shouldn't take too long, because as I said earlier, I want trains running. So while I crack on with a lot of those jobs behind the scenes, off camera, over the next week or so, I do have a couple of things which are probably a bit more filmable, probably a bit more useful to put on camera, as opposed to watching me level a baseboard or attempt to reinstall a dropper wire. Now, you already saw I had the Absolute Aspects signal. I said I'd do a how-to guide, how to install one. Well, I was waiting for this signal controller, which has now arrived. So that can get put in on the layout, and that's the first of many. And then, of course, I've also got my first semaphore signal, a GWR variant, which can go on the heritage line. Now, something very exciting. My latest kit that was designed for this layout, but will be available to purchase, non-affiliate, I should add. Now, Phil, who designed the tunnel portals up the other end, and the station platforms for me, has done me Thirsk Station. Now, the main station building, I must have did the photos for Phil over a year ago now. It just proves how busy he is. But I will be building this and hopefully getting on with this and then working on the station, and that should start to come together and provide a bit more scenic interest as well. Looking forward to this. Of course, you can probably tell from the box as well that this will be a product on sale via the Key Model World shop, and I believe it's going to be $34.99, which for a modern image station building, not too bad. And again, non-affiliate, but I'll pop a link to this down below in the video description. If there isn't a link yet, that's probably because it's not out yet, because that's how new this is. This is the first kit off the production line. So watch this space for more. Last but not least, I have these. These are the DCC Concepts inner board connectors. Now, I've obviously used my chocolate block connectors with some degree of success, I will add, but I thought, as I'm improving my electrics, I will go a couple of steps further and just neat and tidy them up. And I'll show you a bit more about these in a later video, but very handy indeed. Again, non-affiliate link down below in the description. So here we are at the end of the first video here in New Junction's new home, a new chapter for the layout and the channel. So I'd just like to say a special thank you to everyone at home for watching, commenting, liking, clicks, etc. All helps to support the videos that I do. And of course, I want to say a big thank you for the overwhelming support when I first suggested moving or hinting at moving to a new home for the layout. I've been doing YouTube in New Junction ways, I think, for coming up to 11 years now, so this is a massive step and a big turning point for the channel, hopefully to bigger and better things. We've got the base for it anyway, so I've only got myself to blame if it doesn't work. But as ever, I'd like to say a big thank you to the channel patrons and YouTube members. Of course, this last month, your donations literally helped me hire the Luton, which moved this layout here to its new home. So thank you very much indeed. And of course, hopefully you're enjoying all the early and behind the scenes content down below. Of course, if you'd like to join up, which is, you can join for free or whatnot, the link is down below in the description. Right, I'd also like to say a special thank you to the powers that be at Akurascale as well, because their support and encouragement has also made this possible. It's just nice to have backing from many angles. So a big thank you very much. And hopefully this will lead to bigger and better things throughout the hobby. It's just nice, because it's nice to remember there is a hobby sometimes. And yeah, I'm really looking forward, if not a tad nervous, to what the future will hold here in this new unit. As ever, it's the end of the video. I'm starting to waffle, so I'll say thank you very much for watching, take care, and I'll see you very soon for the next one. Bye for now.